Hi, I'm Michelle Anderson, your host for Constitutional Conversations. Today we're in Tampa at the federal courthouse, and we're going to speak with Judge Thomas Barber, a federal judge. To take that position, he had to be nominated by the president and confirmed by the Senate. He's going to talk to us about that process and his experiences. My first question for you is about the nomination process of federal judges. In Article 2, Section 2 of the United States Constitution, we read that the President shall nominate and by and with the advice and consent of the Senate shall appoint judges of the Supreme Court. This doesn't seem to be a lot of guidance for such an important process. How does the process work in our government today?
Well, that's actually evolved over the course of history. The beginning, my understanding is President Washington actually went and met with senators to talk about things, and that didn't turn out very well, and he stopped doing it, and presidents no longer actually go over to the Senate chamber. It's a little bit different for every judicial position. Starting with the Supreme Court, that's handled one way. The Circuit Court of Appeals are handled a little differently. The district courts, which is what I am doing, are handled a little differently based on each state, because each senator has a different way in which he or she wants to approach the judicial nominations, and since they're a very important part of it, for certain judicial positions, the senators kind of determine how it goes. The higher up you go more toward the Supreme Court, the president decides exactly how he or she would like to do that.
Judge Barber, you have been part of the nomination process. You were nominated by President Donald Trump to your position, and then you were confirmed in a Senate hearing. What was the nomination process like? How do you prepare for something like that?
Well, for me, the process took about 22 months. When I started, things were moving much slower in Washington. The last judicial nomination for the Supreme Court we saw happened much quicker. So it was a long process where not a lot was happening on a day-to-day basis. And then all of a sudden you would get a phone call or something, and you had to be ready to go to Washington to meet with the senators. I met with Senator Rubio and Senator Nelson at the time. And then there was an interview at the White House with the White House lawyers. And then nothing happened for a while, and then we got a call, come to Washington for a hearing with the Senate Judiciary Committee. My hearing was the week after the hearing with Justice Kavanaugh, so there was a lot of unhappy people in Washington at the time we went up there, but it was really a fascinating experience, and to prepare for it, you basically had to prepare to be questioned about anything you've done in your whole life and anything involving any legal issues that exist. So it was quite a lot to prepare for.
Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give this committee is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
We have just gone through another Supreme Court Justice nomination and confirmation hearing. Now, you are someone that has been through this process, and you're someone that knows the law very well. When you watch those hearings, what are you listening for, or what impresses you?
Well, for me, since I actually participated in something similar, it always interests me to hear the questions the senators ask. Some senators are amazing people, brilliant in the law, and know as much or more about the legal issues than some of the nominees. Other senators, not so much so, and they're more of a political, they take more of a political approach. And so the questions can be very political, or they can be very technical and very legal focused. And that's the part that interests me, is what are the senators going to ask and where are they going to come from on their questioning.
I can't even imagine what it must have been like to go through that process. I think I would have been extremely nervous, and I'm wondering, what was your takeaways from that? What was your experience like?
Well, to tell you the truth, I've always been, social studies was my favorite subject. I was a history major, and I enjoyed actually participating in the process that I had been learning about and reading about through the Constitution, meeting with the senators, meeting with the people at the White House counsel's office. This was sort of being a part of American history for me, and I liked that part